Good evening. You're tuning in to 7Edition. I'm Otto Othman, and these are tonight's top stories. 2 more arrested in connection with viral sex video. Odor pollution from oil-based waste found to be the cause of treatment plants shutdown. And Prime Minister urges leaders to fight for race, religion and country, not personal interests. The odor pollution in Sungai Selangor is believed to have caused 4 water treatment plants to shut down yesterday. Investigators from the Selangor Water Management Authority, LUAS, found that a layer of oil-based waste is the cause of the pollution. Now, some 67% of the 1.2 million ratepayers in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor affected by the water cut have their water supply restored. Syarikat Bekalan Air Selangor Syabas said although its Sungai Selangor Phase 1, 2, 3 and Rantau Panjang treatment plants have resumed full operations, they are still in the process of raising and stabilizing the reservoir levels, and pressure in the distribution system and supply restoration process is underway in stages. Syabas said the pollution had affected a total of 1,133 areas in Kuala Lumpur, Petaling, Klang, Shah Alam, Kuala Selangor, Hulu Selangor, Gombak and Kuala Langat. Full water supply restoration in these areas is likely to be known by noon of next Wednesday. Meanwhile, relief water supply via tankers shall continue to be mobilized to the affected areas. Police have arrested another 2 suspects in connection with the sex video allegedly implicating a cabinet minister. Now, Inspector General of Police Datuk Seri Abdul Hamid Bado said the 2 were arrested in Shah Alam yesterday to assist in the investigation of the production and distribution of the video that had gone viral since June 11th. Now, at the same time, the 6-day remand order on former Santubong PKR Youth Chief Haziq Abdullah Abdul Aziz has been extended by another 3 days. A 31-year-old man was arrested at a hotel in Glenmarie, Shah Alam at 11:45 p.m. yesterday, while the second suspect, a 29-year-old man, was arrested at 12:30 a.m. in front of a house in Taman Sri Andalas, Klang. Datuk Seri Abdul Hamid told the media that investigations into the case are ongoing and that police are still in the midst of recording statements and taking action. He said that if more time is needed, the police will apply for an extension for those whose remand expires today or tomorrow. On another note, the IGP emphasized that political parties should not conduct their internal disputes publicly and waste the police's resources on petty matters.
Daripada mula saya dah beritahu bahawa oleh kerana sensitiviti isu ni begitu tinggi sekali, menarik minat ramailah khususnya di kalangan orang-orang politik ni, ya. Pelbagai desakan dikenakan ke atas saya, ya. Orang politik di luar ni, bukan dalam kerajaan ataupun pimpinan kerajaan tidak ada menekan saya apa-apa, tapi di luar ni menekan saya sebagai ketua polis negara dengan berbagai-bagai inilah, mendesak saya mengeluarkan kenyataan tulen tak tulen. Itu bukan kerja saya.
The IGP earlier attended the closing ceremony of the National Police Cadets Camping event at Camp Bina Semangat in Kuala Kubu Baru, Selangor today. He added that there is always a possibility that more arrests will be made. So far, 9 people have been remanded since police began investigations. Leaders should fight for race, religion and the country, not their personal interests or political positions. Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said those who once fought for those causes are now seen as fighting for themselves. Now, speaking at the Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, Bersatu during its extraordinary general meeting, the Premier referred to his time when he was once UMNO president and said UMNO party leaders discouraged those who were smarter than them from joining.
Apabila ditubuh sebuah cawangan UMNO, pemimpin UMNO yang menjadi ketua cawangan tidak begitu berminat untuk melihat orang lain yang lebih cekap daripadanya menyertai parti dalam cawangan. Ketua cawangan tidak membenarkan orang yang lebih pandai daripadanya menyertai parti yang boleh menyertai cawangan itu ialah orang yang lebih bodoh daripadanya.
The Prime Minister also warned Bersatu members not to be like UMNO members and fight for the party interests instead, otherwise the people will reject them. More than 1,200 delegates from all over the country attended the EGM. It was called to amend the party constitution relating to its election process to strengthen the structure of the party. The Prime Minister's approval rating has steadily improved after hitting an all-time low of 46% in March. Now, according to a survey by independent pollster Merdeka Center, Tun Dr. Mahathir's approval rating improved to 55% in May and to 62% as of last month. Tun Dr. Mahathir's improved approval rating comes on the back of Malay and Chinese voters who have once again warmed up to the Langkawi MP. Satisfaction towards Tun Dr. Mahathir among Malay voters was at 50% as of June, a 16% improvement from March. Likewise, satisfaction among Chinese voters improved by 16% to 77% within the same period. However, satisfaction among Indian voters declined 6% from 80% in March to 74% last month. Meanwhile, Pakatan Harapan's approval rating stood at 41% in May and remained the same in June. According to the survey, as of June, 40% of voters throughout the country is moving in the right direction, an improvement of 6% from March. The top three reasons cited for the improved sentiment towards the government are good administration, fight against corruption, and improving the economy. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng says Fitch's reaffirmation of Malaysia's A- rating show credit rating agencies are convinced of the government's institutional reforms. This is due to institutional reforms to enhance the fiscal transparency and address high-profile corruption cases. He stated that Malaysia has surprised skeptics who expected a downgrade due to legacy issues from the previous government. The finance minister also cited improvements to Malaysia's press freedom and ease of doing business. He said Fitch's reaffirmation also proves the increase in direct debt had no adverse impact when the government's overall debt and liabilities have been reduced as a percentage of the gross domestic product (GDP). In a statement today, Lim said Fitch believes the government's debt level relative to the GDP will gradually decrease over the next few years due to its clear fiscal consolidation plan. He said another positive indicator for the Malaysian economy is the World Bank's projection that it will expand 4.6% this year, along with a growth in wholesale and retail trade in the first 5 months of the year. He pointed out that low inflation enjoyed by Malaysian consumers is sustaining strong consumption growth. In May, the consumer price index increased only marginally by 0.2% year-on-year, which is unchanged from previous month. The unemployment rate has fallen 3.3% in the same month versus 3.4% in April. Lim said the government will continue to pursue international reforms, maintain political stability, and manage the reduction of debt and liabilities. The digital gaming industry can generate a lucrative income for Malaysia as the industry has improved vastly alongside other digital entertainment industries. Now, according to Communications and Multimedia Minister Gobind Singh Deo, in 2017, some 60 local game-making studios recorded exports worth 600 million ringgit. In his speech at the Creative Schools program in Kuala Lumpur earlier today, he said the industry had improved vastly alongside other digital entertainment industries, such as filmmaking and animation series, which had raised the country's stature in the world. He added that it has the potential to generate billions of ringgit for the national economy and also create employment opportunities for young people. In the meantime, Gobind emphasized that the development of the country's digital economy is inclusive of all Malaysians without alienating the underprivileged, including those with special needs, OKU. He said that it was also reinforced through a program that gives special students the opportunity to learn creative technology, such as 3D modeling and animation.
We want to lead in this industry, and I think we have the capacity to do it, and Malaysia is full of talent, and I think it is definitely important for the government to play its role in identifying this talent and also making sure that we give this industry all the assistance that it needs so that they can succeed.
According to Gobin, Malaysia is now outperforming the digital content production space, following the platforms that help improve industry performance. Apart from the ability to generate the country's economy, it can also create job opportunities, especially for young people, as well as make Malaysia a hub of content-making industries that attract investors from abroad. The program is a commitment by the Malaysian Digital Economy Corporation, MDEC, in an effort to develop the digital creative content industry more actively. Cesar Pelli, the Argentine designer behind the iconic Petronas Twin Towers in Malaysia, has died at the age of 92, marking the passing of one of the contemporary architectural giant greats. Argentina's Telam State News Agency reported his passing on Friday. Now, along with the Petronas Twin Towers, at the time the tallest buildings in the world, Pelli's famous works include the World Financial Center in New York, Canary Wharf Tower in London, and renovation work on New York's Museum of Modern Art. Pelli, who grew up in Argentina and studied architecture at the country's University of Tucumán, established himself as a visionary and educator, making a name for himself in the US, where his main studio was based. In 1977, Pelli became Dean of Yale University's School of Architecture and founded Cesar Pelli and Associates. The American Institute of Architects named him one of the 10 most influential living American architects in 1991 and awarded him the AIA Gold Medal in 1995. In another development, Kelantan Palace has finally confirmed the divorce of the Sultan of Kelantan through a letter sent by His Majesty's lawyer. In a short-worded letter, it said Sultan Muhammad V had divorced Miss Brihana Oksana Gorbatenko on 22nd June in accordance with Sharia laws. The law firm Eversheds Harry Elias LLP, based in Singapore, has also advised the public to respect the privacy of His Majesty. Now, in Negeri Sembilan, a lorry driver whose reckless driving caused the death of a family of 4 has been sentenced to 5 years in jail. January last year, the Singaporean family were in an MPV in Lokut on their way to a holiday when 55-year-old P. Money ran into them at a traffic light. In his defense, however, he had claimed the accident was caused by the lorry's faulty braking system. The magistrate court also ordered the accused to pay a 10,000 ringgit fine in default of a year's jail, while his driving license was suspended for 3 years. We're going for a short break, but when we return, managing your finances better. Details next. Thank you for staying with us. The biggest group classified as bankrupt in Malaysia are, not surprisingly, the youth. This may be caused by the low financial literacy among the young Malaysians. Now, according to Chief Executive Officer of the iMoney Group, Mithul Lakhani, it is important to practice good financial habits besides knowing your individual credit score. Now, here are some financial tips for young Malaysians from experts. A study by S&P Global Literacy Financial in 2014 reported that financial literacy rate in Malaysia is only at 36%, compared with 59% in developed countries. Meanwhile, between 2013 and 2017, a total of 100,610 Malaysians were declared bankrupt, of which 60% were between 18 and 44 years old. Mithul Lakhani and Chief Executive Officer of RAM Credit Information, Don Lai, shares 5 financial tips for young Malaysians. First, spend within your means. This means what you spend each month should be less than or at least equal to the amount of the money you bring in each month. Second, know your expenses. It really is important to keep track and understand how you are spending your money. It is an important step in taking control of your finances. Third, pay your bills on time.
This is another important aspect of gaining control of your financial affairs. Knowing when your bills are due and making a habit of paying them by the deadline can reduce your stress, save you money, boost your credit score, and enable you to get lower interest credit in the future. Fourth, save some money. Build up an emergency fund cash reserve of at least 3 to 6 months of your monthly expenses. For example, if you spend 3,000 ringgit a month, save up to have at least 9,000 ringgit in reserves. If you lose your job or get into an accident and can't work, this is the money that you depend on. Last but not least, look out for investment opportunities. Investing early allows you to grow your wealth and save up for your retirement or other goals you might have, like buying a home. The smallest investments can make a very large impact on your finances in the long run. Follow the 5 tips and you're on a good start to the path of financial freedom.
On to the foreign front. Iran opened an investigation on Saturday into a British-flagged tanker that it says collided with a local fishing boat and ignored its distress call in the Strait of Hormuz. A local Revolutionary Guard said in a statement that they stopped the vessel at the request of the Maritime Authority on suspicion that it had violated international maritime law, but did not elaborate. Currently, the UK and the European powers are urging Iran to release the tanker.
Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt said UK vessels have since been advised to stay out of the area for an interim period, before adding that there will be serious consequences if the situation is not resolved. Meanwhile, US President Donald Trump said Iran was showing its true colors and warned that it was in big trouble.
We're going to be speaking with the UK, and this only goes to show what I'm saying about Iran. Trouble, nothing but trouble.
In the meantime, the UK government has said it is deeply concerned about Iran's unacceptable seizure of the tanker. On Friday night, 2 British oil tankers were seized by local Revolutionary Guards in a major escalation of tensions in the Gulf. The Stena Impero had been en route to Saudi Arabia, but abruptly changed course and began sailing towards the Iranian island of Kesh. According to the owners, they have been unable to contact their vessel, which had 23 personnel on board and was heading north towards Iran. While the second oil tanker, British-operated Liberian-flagged Masdar, was intercepted by the guards about 40 minutes after the course shift by Stena Impero and was held for some time before being allowed to resume navigation. The move appeared to be in retaliation for Britain's seizure of the Iranian Grace 1 tanker in Gibraltar earlier this month.
Over in China, a huge explosion rocked a gas plant factory in Henan province, killing at least a dozen, with 5 people remaining unaccounted for. The death toll is feared to keep on rising as 19 others were critically injured. Now, the blast, which took place on Friday at 5:45 p.m. local time in the air separation unit at the factory, shattered windows and doors of buildings in a 3-kilometer radius. An investigation into the cause of the explosion is currently underway. Deadly industrial accidents are common in the country, where safety regulations are often poorly enforced. Now it's time for our daily segment, Clickbait, where we take a look at what's trending and making rounds in the cyber world today. Now, some people depend on their monthly salary as their main source of money, and paying salary in a timely manner helps employees to manage their financial needs and commitments. But when the employer doesn't pay on time or at all, some would eventually call it quits and move on. But in this recent case, a lady who was laid off from her job at a store without getting her salary decided to bring her family in to confront her employer. However, things escalated into a rather heated argument. Take a look.
In the viral post uploaded on Facebook with over 15,000 views now, the uploader wrote how the worker came in with her family to ask her employer for her pending salary. A few seconds into the video, the man threw a stack of 20 ringgit bills, presumably her salary, on the ground, while asking the woman to take her money. One of the woman's family member can be heard arguing with the ex-employer, explaining that her daughter had worked 8 hours a day. Another is saying that she will make the video viral, as the employer continued to yell to their faces. At certain points throughout the video, the store owner seemed out of control and charged at the worker's mother several times. It's not clear what caused him to be so angry or how things ended with the woman losing her job without her last pay. But comments on the post took aim at the man's aggressive behavior. While others suggested that the woman make a report on the case, some shared their past experiences working with violent bosses. But to our viewers, let's take note that we may not understand the whole story, but one thing is for sure, aggression is never the key to finding a solution.
Coming up, 16 teams to battle it out for $250,000. Stay with us. Now it's time for My Game On, bringing you the latest news on Malaysian esports and gaming. Gamers can now rejoice as the first ever Mobile Legends Bang Bang MLBB World Championship will be held very soon. Also known as M1, the highly anticipated event was unveiled by the creator of the iconic mobile game, Moon Ton, at its first ever global conference in Kuala Lumpur recently. Now, the developer also treated fans to a few surprise announcements, including a revamp of the popular multiplayer online battle arena game. Our trainee reporter, Nur Fatima Zahra Ahmad, has the details.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! According to Moon Ton, at its Epicon 2019 on Thursday, the international tournament will be held at the Axiata Arena from November 11th until 14th. It will see 16 teams from over 14 countries battling for the glory of becoming the first MLBB World Champion and grabbing the lion's share of $250,000 prize pool. This announcement was seen as a significant milestone for Malaysia, as it will enhance the country's position as an esports powerhouse, attracting talented gamers from all over the world.
Mobile Legends now has been launched 139 countries since its first launch in 2016. And now we have achieved 500 million downloads and about 75 million monthly active users. It's a big milestone for us.
This was not the only things that fans were excited about, as Moon Ton also announced MLBB 2.0, an updated version of its most popular game, which will be released to the masses very soon, with new heroes and other new exciting features.
We changed the whole thing. It looks cleaner, more minimalist, and also it looks more soothing. The blue and the gold, yeah, that's the main thing. And of course we have map upgrades. Much cooler maps, much nicer maps, and also upcoming heroes. You guys stay tuned. There's many more to come and many more to announce.
The game's sequel, Mobile Legends Adventure, an exciting idle RPG strategy card game, will also be available to gamers from August 1st. Not only that, Moon Ton also is working closely with a number of companies, including Facebook and fast food chains, as well as content creators as part of its marketing strategy.
So we work with Facebook creators, which is the streamers and influencers, and we provide them with in-game stream rewards. And we found that the result is really good, whereby the engagement is increased, the watch hours is double up.
Now, according to Moon Ton, they are expecting 5 million active players playing Mobile Legends by the end of the year. Now, those are some serious numbers, and they hope that the new version will keep the current players and maybe turning you into a gamer. The company is also expecting a 15% increase in active players with the release of MLBB 2.0 and aims to expand the Mobile Legends world through comics, animations, movies, merchandising, and many more. As for fans, they are certainly excited about all the announcements, especially on the MLBB World Championship.
I think the biggest part that I like the most is that they are finally actually doing a world championship for Mobile Legends, which I've been waiting for quite some time. And I can't really wait to see, which region, will reign supreme for it. So yeah, that's among the things I'm really looking forward for.
Other highlights at Global Conference include dance and cosplay performances, as well as lucky draws. It has now reached the top 10 mobile games ranking in more than 80 countries and localized in 25 different languages. Nur Fatima Zara Ahmad for 7Edition.
Now on to sports. The 2019 Malaysia Super League winners Johor Darul Ta'zim received their championship silverware on Friday following a 3-3 draw with Terengganu in their final regular season match. Now, it was the 6th straight title for Johor in their final match at the Tan Sri Dato' Haji Hassan Yunos Stadium in Larkin on Friday.
JDT took a 3-1 lead before Terengganu scored twice in the second half. However, the second half saw a Terengganu comeback as Ukrainian centre-back Sergei Andreev popped up inside the box to plant a header into the back of the net to make it 3-2. Lee Tuck then made it 3-3 with a brilliant low free kick. JDT had the chance to score the winner when the referee awarded them a penalty in the 90th minute. But Amirullah made the crucial save to deny Diogo from the spot as the two sides shared the spoils. Johor cruised to the title with its only a blemish, a loss to Petaling Jaya City in its second-to-last regular season match earlier in the week, denying the champions an unbeaten season. On the score, JDT finished their season with 53 points from 22 matches, while Terengganu remained 7th with 30 points from 22 matches.
Now that's all for 7Edition this evening. I'm Otto Othman. Thanks for tuning in and have a great weekend. Good night.